Hello everybody and welcome back to One-to-One Wednesdays. We've got Peter on from the Vinegar Jar tonight. How are you, Peter?
Yeah, good. Sweltering away like everyone else is, I think. Looking all sweaty and shiny.
So warm, so warm. So what have you been up to today, apart from sweating?
Well, yeah, sweating. I got up early. Wednesdays, I do a boot fair on Wednesdays. I was kind of quite lucky because I got to have one on Wednesday, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. So, yeah, it was up at sort of 5 o'clock. And it was still hot in the morning. It was ridiculous. And went down there and just I didn't get that many good buys actually, although I got like a boxed Wii and a few sort of like gaming bits. But I was out of there by about 8:30 because I was just too hot. You know, it was nuts.
Yeah. Do you have to travel far for your Wednesday one, or is it pretty local?
No, it's pretty local actually. It's probably only about like 2 or 3 miles away, which is quite lucky. And you get loads and loads of traders down there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a case of who you know, rather than just sort of like going around and trying to get bits from families.
So places straight away.
You get loads of the house clearance guys down there, and I mean there was a guy down there today, and basically he gets there. He sells a few bits to people he knows, and then he walks around for about half an hour, and you have to time it to be back at his van. And there's a queue of people waiting outside his van, and like someone gets all the VHS, and you kind of wait there patiently, hoping, you know, not wanting to butt in, and hoping he might give you something. It's the guy I got a box SNES a few weeks back, and it's the guy I got that off.
So he's always got some goodies.
He's always got some goodies, but you kind of just have to wait and totally respect other people he might be talking to. So today he was talking to a guy about loads of gaming stuff, and he was doing deals, and he was talking to him for 15-20 minutes, and I was waiting with this other reseller who I know, a guy called Luke, and we're just chatting away. We're going, do we go and look around all the other stalls because we might be missing out on all the bargains, or do we wait politely here? And we were waiting away, you know. And then another guy came along, and he just sort of like barged in and was going, "Oh, is that for sale, mate?" And it was like, "Oh, you don't do that," because he just won't, you know, the guy selling won't give him anything. So there's a kind of unwritten rules about
like mutual respect between you all and
hanging around.
That's cool. Did you get much off him today? Did he have anything?
I got a boxed Wii for a tenner, but it had 2 third-party controllers, and it had like a European plug, connect a European plug on it, the power supply. But actually, just getting the box and the Wii, you know, is probably worth a tenner.
Yeah, of course.
And then what else did I get? I got 4 DSs for 30 quid, I think, which was kind of like borderline, but it's not too bad.
I've never really dealt in DSs, to be honest. And when I see one, I just don't know. I'm not really sure on the values and stuff.
Well, it's weird. I used to have this kind of like automatic thing that if I see a Nintendo DS, it's got to be like about a £5.
Yeah.
And when I used to see a Wii, I used to think it's got to be a tenner or less. You know, I remember turning down like boxed Wiis complete with like games and that for being offered to me for 25 quid.
Yeah. And
you know, in hindsight now, you know, you could sell a DS on its own without a power charger for 30 quid easy.
Yeah.
You know, picking them up for 10-15, it's an okay flip. And you know, same with Wii's really. I picked up a box Wii off Facebook for 40 quid. But it had Mario and it had a Wii Fit board with it. And I think I managed to sell just the Wii bits for 40 quid. So
yeah, you can't grovel with that.
Yeah, you can't really sort of stick in your ways of, you know, going around thinking I should be paying that for that.
Yeah, that's sometimes. Yeah. So, sometimes it happens, doesn't it? But
you're just getting a rut sometimes.
Yeah. What does Peter Ray go to your Wednesday one, or does he stay away from the Wednesday one?
I think I saw him there. He's been there once, I think. He normally sticks to sort of doing Saturday and Sundays. He doesn't often go to that one. It's a little bit further away from him and a little bit nearer to me. But the one on Sunday is the one that normally we're both at. So that's quite. He was there last time, and he was selling actually, and I walked straight past his store and didn't sort of notice it, and only sort of saw it on the second time round. But,
I was selling at the weekend as well. It was a bloody hot day. It was massive, the boot sale as well. The boot sale actually it went out and then I thought I've done it all. So I went and opened the boot, you know, to set up and stuff. But there, about 100 cars came in after I stopped looking around. So the boot sale started going around the car park. They started doing rows around the car park.
That's
It was
mad,
getting that
isn't it?
insane. They didn't want to turn anyone away. They just thought, right, there's another bit of field over there. There's a bit of mud. We'll just keep
Just
ushering
stick some more in.
them over there.
I
Yeah,
mean,
there must have been at least 200 cars. It's crazy.
I've been going to some really big ones because I mean, my Hook Road one that's probably can be up to about sort of 200 or 300 cars. It's a really good sized boot fair.
Yeah.
But the one down the A3, which Jack and Emily would have been to, it's almost 3 times the size of that. It's like 3
Huge
boot fairs in one. And I was there last week, and I kind of thought, you know, there's got to be a maximum size of boot fair where going beyond that is just pointless, because I kind of like going around maybe definitely twice maybe and then going home.
You can always pick a few bits up on the second way round for sure.
Yeah, but being at the A3, I think, and it was boiling hot as well, and I ended up missing out like the last 10 rows because it just it had taken me forever, and I just thought I am done here, you know.
Yeah. Especially if you've had a good day already.
Yeah,
you know, you've already got a boot full or you've got a few bags full.
The weird thing about my one last Sunday was I got in there, and I normally take about 200 quid with me, and I spent 35, then 25, and then 40 and 50. And by the time I was coming to the end of the rows on the first sweep, I was thinking, it could be the end. I could get to the last stall, buy something for a tenner, and I'm done, and I'll go home. But it didn't quite work out like that. But,
still spent up a good amount of money. Did that video go up today? Was it?
Yeah, well, that was I put it up today, but it was last Sunday's haul, and I spent all my money, and I don't often do that.
Neither.
Yeah, it's good when you do, but then you kind of think, you know, I hope it all makes money.
I hope it all.
But normally I spend about half the amount of money I take. So
yeah, about the same. I'm just going to say a few hellos to everyone in the chat. So Thomas was in at 7:30, and Leanne was in at 7:30. We got T-Side Reseller early again. He was in at 5 to 8. We got Damien, Kentish, John, Ricky Lee. He says, when's my slot? Can't remember. It's supposed to be a week today, but if City win on Saturday, I think the semi-final is on Wednesday night. So I might have to postpone next Wednesday's chat if City win. If not, we'll go ahead as scheduled.
I was thinking this chat was yesterday, so I was getting ready all yesterday, and then I suddenly realised, oh, hang on, it's 1-to-1 Wednesdays, isn't it?
Yeah, the days.
It's not going to be on a Tuesday.
It must be the heat.
Yeah, it's got to be. That's what I'll blame it on. Yeah, it's not quite dementia.
Definitely not.
Not yet.
Aaron, Ella, you okay? Global Thrifters, awesome guys. Congrats on 1K. He said, Sup JL and P Dizzle. So that's the new P Dizzle. Brum Reseller, I think he's just going full time very soon. I'm pretty sure he was in Kieran's stream. Jack, Gary, Anthony, Andrew, clear thoughts. I've got a guy on eBay who wants me to send a parcel to Russia, and I've set it to deliver with Royal Mail. Where will I send the item to? I've never done this before. Do you mean the global shipping program? I've set it to deliver with Royal Mail.
Well, if it's direct with Royal Mail, you can just send it direct to Russia. If it's sort of under a kilogram or quite a light parcel, I'd send it signed and tracked, because you can track where it's going to go, and it's not that expensive. It's probably about 8 or 9 quid. I know the mail to the States went up a huge amount, so to send anything there is now about 20-25 quid. But Russia, I know it sounds dodgy. You kind of think, oh, Russia or Italy or places like that. But Russia is normally okay. But if you're worried about it, send it tracked, because it's not going to cost a lot more. So that's what I do. Probably cost about 8 or 9 quid. I've
been selling hoodies on Depop, and I sold a couple to America and Australia, and it came up about £32 with FedEx.
It's nuts.
And then I sold one to New Zealand the other day, and FedEx quoted about £110. So from the £30 to Australia, the difference was I ended up getting it for about £38 with a different courier. But it's crazy how much you can change.
Some of the postage costs are nuts. I know if you're sending stuff from Ireland to sort of internationally, it costs an absolute fortune.
Yeah, bomb. Yeah, it's crazy. I guess it's just an extra bit of a trip going from Australia to New Zealand. Maybe they don't fly directly into New Zealand. I don't know, but
maybe.
It's nuts the money they make on those. Aaron Patrick, have you invested in a new bulb? No, it's the regular old bulb. I just moved it out a little bit. It's one of them ones that you can rotate because my camera normally like loses focus after a while. It's a pretty good Logitech one. But Zahir, I really want the one that Zahir's got. His camera quality is just crisp as ever.
What's he got? Has he got a Logitech?
He uses like a proper camera, like a photography camra. I don't know how he runs it through his PC or whatnot. I'll have to ask him.
I've just got one of those 1080 things.
Yeah,
I got this about I don't know, it must have been about sort of like 9 months ago. It was 25 quid on Amazon. I was waiting for the price to drop on Amazon. And then when it did, I thought I should buy 10 of those, and I didn't. And I really wished I'd had, because at lockdown, the price just like, shut up.
Yeah, I've got the Logitech one, the 1080 one.
Everyone's got the 1080.
With the little blue lights on.
Yeah.
Does a good job. Zoe Patrick, Gary, Sean. I'm always far behind with this. Busy reselling. It's amazing. Consoles go even now, still pretty good, but great in lockdown.
Yeah, I've got some consoles. That's Lucy, actually. She's just done a really good video. She's put a new shed up, and she's got a whole setup there, so similar to what you've done with getting all the stock in the shed and doing
I might be already subscribed, maybe not, but I'll definitely check you out.
Yeah, it's a good channel.
Later, Lucy, for sure. Everyone go check her out. I'll obviously check out Peter if you're not already. Always uploading consistently, more consistent than me, I must say.
Oh God, it's hard work sometimes.
It's hard work, yeah. Evening, shiny, happy people. I know we're very shiny tonight. Very shiny.
We
just had a face massage and we're all glossed up.
I might rename the channel like Shiny Reseller or something, because I'm just
the vinegar shine.
Yeah, the vinegar shine.
Right, I'm gonna jump to the bottom. Evening to Naeem. Name, I'm not too sure. You have to tell me how you pronounce that. You're always in my comments. I don't want to butcher anyone's name. Kieran, Lee. Right, I'm jumping to the bottom. We've got Lee there as well. Great channel as well. So his stream is proper crisp. Yeah, he has like a proper mic and a proper camera. It looks great. Damien scored another iPod Classic today. 80 terabyte 5th gen.
Nice.
How much do those sell for? I've never really resold iPods.
I've only ever picked up one iPod, and I didn't I've still got it, I think, because it was locked, and I didn't have a clue what to do with it. So, I don't know how much they sell for. Just
in the death pile drawer, just a little bit.
Yeah, it's just been hanging around. I know they're still after, definitely.
He uses camera link. It's pretty sweet, but you have to keep the camera maintained, so a little extra faff, keeping it on and stuff. I'll have to have a look into that for sure, but obviously I'd have to buy a decent camera as well. Maybe one for the future. Episode of Wednesdays, we'll get one.
80 or 90 quid.
80 tonight is pretty good.
Not bad.
Lucy says it's not too bad, the shed. Prefer yours, John, but happy with it. Yeah, you've got to start where you are. I think my shed was already standing where it was. It just needed proper redoing. So I'm quite lucky to have that, to be honest. Burning Soul, hiya. Got it right the first time. Naeem. Sorted, man. So, don't know what to talk about, really. What's your plans for the week? Tomorrow, should I say?
I guess I've already started with, I'd got in a right state with stock, because I've been really concentrating on sourcing, we're going 3 or 4 boot fairs a week and bringing it in, and trying to do regular YouTube is kind of got in the way of work, which is nuts. And I was kind of doing every day or maybe every other day, so probably about 4 uploads a week, and the majority of them are only 10 minutes, and they're not not at all flash
here and there as well.
They're not edited or anything. I do my live one on Monday, and I was just like, God, everything is just piling up around me, and when things are messy, it's really difficult to work anyway. So yesterday, I kind of spent time in the shed sorting all that out, and I've just got to get on with listing, really, because my sales have absolutely
dropped off,
tanked totally.
Yeah,
but then again, I'm not too worried, because you just got to expect it,
Yeah, when you're not listing, you're not selling as much, and I've felt the wrath of that. And it's like this time of the year as well. It's never really too hot as well for sales.
I think as well, you've got to be fairly sort of relaxed. I mean, you don't want to worry about if, you know, over a week it suddenly nosedives, because
Yeah.
I think what has happened in during the lockdown, during July, people were at home and just like stuck at home and buying stuff on the internet. Now with things sort of being freed up a little bit, people are starting to go on holiday, but all of that holiday that you were getting sort of like June, July, August is being squashed into August.
Yeah.
So I reckon,
when they can.
like almost everyone's away. If they were going to go away, they're away at the moment. So I think that's why a lot of people are sort of seeing their sales just absolutely go. It could be this managed payments things as well, but I think it's got more to do with like a lot of people having holiday, you know, and now rather than over 3 months. So.
I think everyone will be spent up as well. If they're going on holiday, they'll be, you know, spending what they can on the holiday itself, spending money.
Definitely.
I'm sure it'll pick back up very soon.
But I mean, I just try and, you know, keep on. You know, I was having a really good, you know, figures a few weeks ago. Yeah. And I knew it wasn't going to last. And you've always got to sort of like take the highs with the lows, really, and just keep on what you doing, what you know works, and that is just listing, because it doesn't make any difference whether your sales are good or whether they're bad. You've got to keep like putting the stuff in. So.
Consistent, yeah. That's this week. I've done 20 listings a day, Monday, Tuesday, and today. I'm doing that as like a little video, so 100 listings between Monday and Friday, so 20 a day. It's going okay. It's because I'm on furlough for a week, so I thought I'd make the most of it, get 100 listings done. And
were they quite simple listings, or you know?
Yeah, I've made a mix of each day. So on each day there'd be a little bit of media, so it's nice in some regards, and then there'll be some close, so it'd be a little bit of hassle doing that, and then a few bits of testing and stuff. So it's quite a mixed bag, really.
That's quite a good idea.
But even a few of the other, like the bits that I've listed in the last day or two, have started selling already. So you can kind of see what's like I listed an England shirt today that sold today.
Was that the 96 one, or
that was a new one? This is a 2003 to 2005 on this. It's a double-sided. It's reversible. Quite a weird one. I sold the Deal or No Deal board game. I've got that sealed at the boot sale at weekend, so I got 25 for that. I listed that yesterday.
That's a good price.
Just a few bits like that. I like my sealed stuff because it's so easy, brand new. You know, there's no condition that you have to.
It's just finding it, isn't it?
It's
you know,
great, of course.
If I sealed, you know, see it, I'd always get sealed stuff. And sometimes I might send it up to Amazon. Sometimes I might just flip it on eBay if I can.
Yeah, it's such a. It's a lot easier, isn't it? You know, I've got so many VHS players I need to test it. I just need to get on them. I've got about 8.
Some things are a real pain. I mean, I sort of do a similar thing to you. I will try and get a few bits ready, but I'll start off with just some easy stuff. You know, it might be a PS2 game or just like a board game, and go, right, that's easy, photograph it, get it on, and do about 2 or 3 of those, and then sort of move on to more difficult stuff, like clothes or like, you know, tape players or electronics. But I mean, I did exactly the same. I hadn't listed all day today. And I always like to try and do it at least 5. Sometimes I might do like 10 or 20 or whatever, but I always try and keep that minimum of 5. Yeah. So I think I did about 8 in the end, but some of it was high value, so that was quite nice. I did a couple of like £200 bits. So.
I think in the last month I must have listed a handful. I could probably count on 2 hands possibly how many items I listed last month. So I really let the eBay slide. I think I had 270 listings, and then over a month's period, I think I ended it. Well, before Monday when I started listing, I had 180 listings. So I think I lost about 90, dropped off because I just wasn't listing at all. Just a handful here and there. So I've really picked it up again.
I had this sort of goal of trying to really push and get to 1,000
active
listings. Yeah, I've got about 500, but I've had 500 for about a year. And I just can't do it. I'm at 500 now, and I've had times where I've been really pushing it, but then you seem to sell more. So it's no bad thing, sort of just having 200 and having a fresh 200. Because there is some stuff in my store that has been like there for ages and ages. And I'm really tempted to maybe sort of just go, right, I'm going to look on everything on my store that's been there over 6 months and just like end it. And leave it 2 weeks, and then maybe relist it at 10% less or 20% less than what it was on at, and just really shift it out.
Yeah, be a good shout.
Well, I mean, you do see, you know, you do sort of look at other people's shops and that.
See the same stuff. You know, when you see it on your shelf or you flick through your store, and it does get to you a little bit, thinking, why is that?
I've got to be really sort of like cutthroat with it, and you know, if it doesn't sell at a certain price, just get rid of it out of the store, because I see people operating stores on about 200 items. I think George does it, George Ross.
Yeah, George around 200, yeah.
Yeah, it's around 200, but it's a really healthy store, and I think there's a lot to be said for that and keeping it like that. I mean, it's you've got to source the right stuff to start with, but just having like a 500 shop where like 250 of the items have just been hanging around for years. I don't know if that's not a great thing to have. Really.
They trickle along.
And I think they'd affect the other items as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that eBay looks at the whole health of the shop.
Yeah. See what things aren't moving along, and they might pull your other listings a bit further down the searches and stuff. There's always different things going on eBay and the algorithms and stuff. You just never know. You
never know. And I mean, this is the thing. When you start listing, you'll sell some of the new stuff you've listed, but then you might get a sale from something that's been hanging around in your shop for ages. So it's almost like that new like surge of new items has suddenly helped that old bit of stock. But yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, I
think that's true. The more you list, I think, say if you have a big surge of lists, like you say, the older stock kind of gets more attention again. And even if you, like you say, take something down and relist it, suddenly it's got a couple of watchers, and it didn't have watchers for the last few months.
No,
and
it's mad, isn't it?
It is mad.
There's certain stuff I do try and do every day. I don't always do it every day, but it's the list 5 things. I will always try and do my offers to watchers every day, and I'll always do. Do you do like the edit all, like where you edit all your items, but you don't change anything on your items?
I've never done that before. I tend to edit sometimes, though. Edit all and maybe tweak a couple of pennies.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do that. You could edit all and take the price down by a penny, but you can edit everything and then but change nothing.
It just refreshes it, kind of thing. Maybe
supposedly it's supposed to be a refresh of your shop. I mean, I've heard that when you ring eBay up and say my sales are rubbish, they go, "Oh, we'll refresh your shop." That is all they're doing. They're just doing the edit all, change nothing thing.
Yeah, might give that a go.
Yeah, whether it works is anyone's guess.
It's worth trying though. It's worth trying for sure. I'll just catch up with the chat, see what everyone's on about. So, good evening to Anomalous data point. Nice idea, Brum. Can't blame the folk for overpaying for a fan. I'm not too sure what the Brum reseller said. I apologize.
Someone's making a killing on fans.
Oh yeah, good. That's actually a very good shout. That is a very good shout. Oh yeah, I just see it there. Very good shout. Yeah, I've got the game up above me, Kieran. It was a pretty decent goal as well, Atalanta. I have got them on my accumulator. I've got all 4 quarterfinals on the accumulator, so going well up to now. Didn't fancy PSG. Good sales, Kieran. That's what you want. Can't speak tonight. If you've got 1,000 listings up, Peter, you need to sort your prices out. Lol. He's got 500. I like aiming high though myself. I don't like letting things go for cheap. Like
certain things I'll aim high. If it's like a bit of a rarity, or I've never seen it before. So I picked up like a vintage Action Man the other day, and I'll price that high because I know I'll probably get it. But if it's I was listening to some like Xbox 360s today, and I'll hit those in the middle because there's so many of them. So.
Yeah, it's quite saturated. Yeah, I've got a box Wii that I need to get up, a black one, but I might hold on to it for another month, just to get it up around Q4 really.
I was thinking that because I was picking up. I picked up a box Wii today, and I thought exactly the same. I thought, well, I could get it on now, but who's buying it now?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, just wait it out a little bit. Because obviously, I'm doing the video. I'm picking 20 items every day on the vlog and getting them up. And the Wii's just sat there. I'm thinking I might give that an extra month. It's quite a nice Wii, so hold out with that one. I got a Wii Fit board up today, so that can go. Quite bulky, aren't they? Take up quite a bit of room.
Well, Kieran's asking me about a PS2 game that I listed. I did list it the other day. He wanted to buy it, but it was too pricey for him. So, I think I put it up for 35 or 40.
Hi, guys. John at Wylam. Hi, guys. End and sell similar, Peter. New pictures and keywords on a stale listing.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard about sell similar and stuff like that. I've done that in the past.
Well, I've heard this thing that if eBay sees you have a listing over a month, it becomes kind of dormant. I think was the word that was used, where it's still there, but it's not as good as when it was there in the first. Because everyone knows the first few days are the real hit. If it's there after 3 months, so after a month it goes kind of like dormant. After 3 months, it's like defunct. So yeah, after 6 months, you might as well just end everything, go relist it all. New. I always do 12 photos, so maybe new main photo and keywords. And I'm crap at keywords. I try and fill out the whole thing and fill out all of the listing, but sometimes if I'm selling like a blue shirt, you
might run out of words.
Well,
and there's like some things you just can't think of another word to finish it off.
Some people are really good at sort of like just coming out with things, and I flounder around half the time, not knowing what to put.
People start using emojis and all sorts in the title. You see like the odd title with like fire emojis and all sorts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that helps, and I tend to have I don't do things in capitals. I do capitalize each first letter.
Yeah.
And I'll try and fill it out. But if I'm selling like a wireless Xbox 360 controller, I mean, what keywords are you going to put in for that? It's just not a lot to it, really. But there you go.
Working black official, but there's you soon run out of words in there.
I think it might be more important for clothes, but maybe not, because people do sort of want to look for a certain look. But
just like little niche like words and stuff for clothes, like zip up and different materials, cotton or whatever. Just little bits like that. Damien's holding on his consoles till November. Kieran is too. We said, why wait to Q4 to list them? Why not list them now? It's just preference, really. I've only got the one, so it's just like I think I've got a 360 and a Wii, and I've got a ton of other stuff to list, so I may as well just save my time on that one. But yeah, you could list them now for Q4 prices for sure, because they will catch up with your listing.
I was struggling a bit because I was running out of boxes, so I was kind of listing stuff the other day that was less than a shoebox size. I've got about, how many have I got? I've got 5 crash helmets that have got to go on, but I haven't got boxes for them, and so I've got to go and source some boxes at some point.
I need to get some boxes as well, to be honest. All out. I've still got Jiffy bags waiting at the post office. I've just not gone and got them. Is it still 7 till 9 on the opening times on the the Royal Mail sorting office? It's still 7 in the morning. I hope it isn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I've done this thing now. I've got an arrangement with my local post office where they've just given me like 3 or 4 bags, and I put all my stuff in the bags, and I put a note on it with like it would say 10 parcels, and I'll write each postcode. So it's not drop and go or click and drop. It's not that. And I just hand them to them, and they take them, and then I'll go a few days later and give me the proof of postage, which is ideal, really.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Lucy said, I think I can remember Carla saying in one video she had a no sales day. I didn't think it would happen if you have over 1,000 listings. Suppose it depends on what you have, though. Yeah, it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody.
I've had 3 no sales. I've had a no sales day today. I had one yesterday, and I had one 4 days ago. So 3 days out of the last 4 days, I've had no sales days.
Well, that's what I mean. You could have
which is bizarre, because
yeah.
July, I had my best turnover for this time of year. I think it was like about nearly 4,000 turnover, which is crazy, and it's just died, and it's absolutely nosedived. But like I say, there's no point worrying about it. You just sort of get on doing what you always do. So
you can have a £300 one day, £0 the next. It's just just work out the average really for your month. You still. I
just kind of think it will drop off eventually. So just start trying to do the right thing to get sales in the future. So.
Yeah, when you're having a good day as well, just enjoy it as well. When you get all the sales, make them up.
I mean, if you're ever sort of surprised or get sad about it going up and down, then you're in the wrong game, really, because it will go up and down. And when you're getting good days, it's never going to keep going up. There will be days when it drops off. But similarly, when you're having bad days, don't get down about it, because you will get that up day. So it is a literal roller coaster.
Swings and roundabouts for sure.
It doesn't. It's difficult when it's happening though. It's like, oh my god, Lockdown
2 for those consoles, guys. The sequel is coming. I bloody hope Bloody hope
Who
not.
knows?
From experience ourselves, it doesn't sell at them prices yet. Very true, global thrifters. Anyone got a cheap GameCube going? Anthony is buying a console to test games. Yeah, I need a GameCube as well, to be honest.
I did get one off Facebook Marketplace and it was free, but I did sell it, and I didn't sell it cheap. I sold it for about 55, I think.
Cool, awesome. So, I remember, I'm not sure you was watching. Might have been Nick or someone, I'm not sure. But just back about maybe 10 years ago on the boot sales, people couldn't give GameCubes away.
That's mad, isn't it?
But now, you know, nowadays they're like gold dust.
When I think of the stuff I've sold, I mean, I remember buying a N64. It would have been in the late 90s, and someone was getting rid of it at my work for a £5, and I bought it because I was like, yeah, brilliant. You know, I'll have Mario Kart, you know, because I hadn't had really a lot of consoles up to that point. And then I played with it for a bit, and then I cleared it out and I sold it for 20 quid or something. So it's really cheap. Sure. And I've had like Commodore Amigas, and I've sold those for sort of 50 quid. And I just really wish I kept them now. But there you go. You never know, do you?
Don't have the regret, don't they, of stuff they got rid of. Gary says, Peter, have you taken the ridiculously loud clock from your office?
Well, no, it's here actually. It's I bought this because my wife's after a certain style of clock, and I bought this in. And I said, "Is this the one you want?" And she was like, "No, that's horrible. That's disgusting." So, and it's a wind-up clock, and I'd wound it up the other day and put it on the shelf, and it was just ticking away. But it needs winding again. Yeah. And I'm not going to wind it up because it would drive you mad. I kind of got used to it, but and didn't realise it was on my stream. But it sounded like a time bomb.
Gary, by the way, I did see your eBay message. I can't reply to people, you know, if it's not related to the item on eBay, but I am going to get those sent out to you. He did win the Jiffy bag giveaway, so we'll get those out to you, Gary. I'm actually going to link an email for future, you know, just to kind of streamline those messages a little bit, because I think Gary's not on Facebook or Instagram, so you couldn't get in touch. But yeah, I'm going to get those sent out for you, Gary. No worries about that. I did see your messages. But yeah, eBay strike you down if you have a conversation or whatever about anything else other than eBay. See you again on Sunday, John. Hopefully, Josh. We'll see how the weather is. Hopefully. G-Man Panthero. I use multi-listings a lot. Video games for each console seems to help as customers can see all the games you have for that console. I get multiple orders that way every day, especially DS, box, and carts. Good shout. I've never really used multi-listings.
I'll tell you what, though, I think you want to be a bit careful, because I did know someone who was using multi-listings for, so they'd have, Xbox 360 games and then pick from Grand Theft, GTA, or Crash Bandicoot, and eBay did them, because you're not supposed to do it for like individual video games. So just check out, because they could put a strike on you for that.
Yeah,
but it's like one of those things. I'm sure loads and loads of people do it, and it's fine. But it's just I know someone who did that, and I don't know whether they got like a 3-day ban or something, but they kind of implied that you're not supposed to use it for that. So
I think sometimes I do see like different one for figures, but I guess if it's the same action figure set, maybe they can get away with that.
Yeah, it's difficult to know what they have in. I mean, I think they always think, the example they give is you have a shirt, and the shirt comes in various sizes and various colours. But video games even though they're all video games, it is different, types. It's difficult. I mean, I did multi-listings on a bunch of Smurfs I had, because they're all Smurfs. So it's difficult to know where you draw the line. But I'm only saying that because I know it happens to someone who was doing specifically video games, like 360s, PS2s, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good to know. I'm stressed by how few things I've got listed because I've been FBA focused. I'm now listing just about anything to fill it up and feel better, and we'll take in better stuff later. Yeah, don't worry about it. Anomalous data point. It's a difficult one. We all, sometimes we do struggle with the listing side of things. And if you've been putting a lot of time into FBA as well, I'm sure that will pay off as well. So just keep plodding on. Set yourself a small goal every day, like Peter says, at least 5, and it works.
Consistency is always the key on that, because a lot of things can get on top of you, and at the end of the day you kind of think, it's another day where I haven't got anything done. But if you get a few things ready tonight, if you get like either 2 or 3 things ready tonight and go, okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and just list that 2 or 3 and get that done, and do that the next day as well, and do it the next day. You do that like 5 days in a row, you've got at least 10 on. And if you can do, like I say, I try and do 5. And when I first started doing it and going on about it on on the channel, I kind of had this holy trinity of list a small amount a day, do a little bit of tidying up, and do the outstanding packing. And they were the 3 things I really tried to consistently do. I mean, I fail at them all the time, but I know in my head that if I ever get lost in doing an FBA shipment or being at a boot fair and being knackered, and I kind of think, where am I with my reselling? What am I doing? There's a simple thing I can get back to, and it's just small steps. Because even small steps consistently get you in the right direction, will get you somewhere. Whereas if you kind of like, if you suddenly go for it and try and do 50 listings and then you're burnt out, that may not be as good. But I mean, everyone's different, so
yeah, of course. Small steps, like you say, and you achieve bigger goals that way. Stay consistent for a year instead of blowing yourself out in 3 months. You'll do a lot better.
The sales will never be consistent. The sales will go up and down like anything. But the only thing that can be consistent, or you can rely on, is yourself and what you're putting into eBay. So if you can try and just look at that and be happy with what you've done, then the rest is up to the buyers, really. So
yeah, you can't fault yourself after you've put in the work. If you know you've put in the work, you can't do much more than that. Hopefully it's 7 till noon. I'm hoping on that, because I need to pick those Jiffy bags up, to be honest. I think they've been there about a week.
I think Neil was saying he had an eBay ban, which I hope
that
still, yeah. I don't know how that's going, so I hope that's going all right, Neil.
Yeah, just let us know, Neil. Sure
what that was for, actually.
I'm on a 7-day suspension on one account. So yeah, I'm not too sure what that's for, Neil. If you want to reveal all, the chat is open. Oh, we're joking.
Neil, tell us why you got banned. Come on, we want the goss. It was all that pornography you were trying to sell.
What time are we on now? I'm not too far behind. I'm just checking how far I'm behind with this. Right, I'm going to jump down a little bit. Hidden Gem Reselling. Hello. Gary, on my Facebook, look for you in there to send a message, but couldn't find anything for sending on eBay. In the link in the description, if there's not a Facebook group link, I will add it after this. Jump in the group and I'll be able to give you a message on there for sure, Gary. But yeah, there's plenty of people. I think there's about 140 people in there now. It's a nice little community. But yeah, I'll be able to sort that out. Rasha T, hello. Quite the motivational speaker there, Peter.
Well, I don't want to preach to anyone, because like I say, everybody has their own way of doing it. And, I only say what I do. And if you go on YouTube and trying to find the answers and how to do it, you've got to find your own answers. But, they're things that I find useful. So,
yeah, you've got to know yourself and what you can do yourself. Yeah. Don't overexert yourself and do too much. But just do the right amount.
The best way you learn is from experience, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Trial and error as well. We're especially starting with.
I do plenty of that, plenty of error.
Yeah, with reselling, it's trial and error. Instead of asking 100 people, should I get this? Just go for it and you learn from it, and that's the best way. And you mold yourself into a really good reseller that way. Make the mistake, and you'll learn yourself. Not that you should make 100 mistakes, but learn it.
Don't make 100 mistakes. I still make mistakes. I bought an empty box about a couple of months ago. That was a mistake, but there you go. I think it only cost me £3.
That's no good, Neil. Hope. What was the counterfeit goods? We're getting deeper into this now.
Well, I've been using that Real or Fake as a Facebook group, Real or Fake, and they're really good. I had this. If I can get it.
Yeah, it's some fakes are really hard to spot.
I mean, I had this, which is like a Ralph Lauren kind of tracky top, and it looked really nice. And I'd stuck it up on eBay, and I'd got this weird message sort of saying, I'm interested in your obviously fake Ralph Lauren top. Was it made in Thailand or China? And it was all this sort of like, why is this person
like sarcasm? Like,
so I took it down straight away. And then I thought, oh, yeah, it's a shame. But it only cost me 10p from a jumble sale, like around a year. But I put it up on Real or Fake on Facebook, and 4 of them came back. I wouldn't have a clue, but they just came back out as fake.
Yeah,
so
it happens. And yeah, Facebook groups for anything, real or fake action figures, games, anything that you don't know that someone else will know on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a very useful tool to have. Sometimes it's good to research on your own, but it's not last resort just to go straight to the Facebook group. Sometimes it can really help out.
Well, I had this pair of Air Force trainers, I think.
Yeah.
And to me, these look so dodgy because they're silver, but the silver's all faded.
Yeah.
It's kind of faded here, and the label is, you can't read it because it's on both shoes. It's totally faded. But I put it on there, and I don't know what people look at. I mean, I know you're supposed to look at the stitching and kind of like maybe the quality of the label that's in there and how that's done. But I was thinking,
are they Jordans?
They are.
What's on the tongue?
I don't think they're Jordans. They're just AF1s, and it's got like Be True on the shoe. So they're Be True kind of.
Yeah, they look like actually.
So they're just sort of like AF high tops.
How much do you pay for them?
I think they were £1, but I'll just clean them up and probably sell them for £20 because I don't know a lot about these. I mean, I've had some Jordans which I've just been able to look up the code, find out what they are, and sell them for about 70 or 80.
Yeah.
But stuff like this where I can't look it up, I'm looking at it and going, "Oh, it's just a bloody shoe, isn't it?"
Like, top Air Force mid or whatever.
To me, that's just like a Nike, but
I might be able to find it.
But
price
these ones are sort of, and I only look at eBay, but these ones I looked up and someone has sold it for £50.
Yeah.
So I've got no idea why this sells for 50 and that is like 20. Got no idea at all. So I just go on the look really, because does it normally get in sort of Nike or Adidas? And
if it's £1 or £2, it's a small.
Yeah, exactly.
Small risk, so you just go for it anyway.
And I kind of do, I do this with cameras as well. So, if I'm buying cameras, if they're £1 or £2, I kind of have in my head, okay, I've probably got about half a dozen makes I will get. I'll never normally get a digital unless it's a good make SLR.
Yeah. And
sometimes, I might buy one for £2 and it's only worth £5, but sometimes I might get one that's worth 30, 40, 50. So,
And if you're not a camera expert, you're never going to know. So you may as well take a risk sometimes. I think I watched Zahir's video on the 38mm, is it 2.8 aperture to look out for? Try and look out for that.
I did that, and I had this number in my head, and then I sort of was talking about it to him, and he said, well, actually, you've remembered the wrong number, and it's got to be lower than that anyway, and you don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, well, I know, but at least I'm trying. So, like I say, it's difficult kind of trying to remember. I should sort of like sit down and go, look, I've really got to remember this F number, whatever it is. Yeah. I never do. So.
It's just worth looking out for. If it looks the part, just go for it for a couple of quid. There's always that chance.
With gaming stuff as well, like games, I'll look out for like anything Mario, anything Crash Bandicoot, or anything that looks a bit kind of Japanese. And that's
anime,
that's about the sum of my knowledge. That's it.
But that's the general gist of what to look out for in it when you look at older games, PS2 and stuff.
Or just take a chance on something if it's cheap. Like you say.
If it's cheap, like you say. I think picked up a load of 20p PS2 games, and you can't really go wrong with that. You can put them in bundles anyway. Yeah. If they're that low, so you're always a winner. We use Ricky Lee for our fake checker. Yeah, very good shout. Ricky Lee knows a lot about his trainers and his fashion and stuff. He flicks through them rails quite fast.
He just loves his Primark, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He's all Primark.
Cheddarwood State as well.
You get loads of that around here.
Yeah.
Priced up as well.
That's very true, Damien. If the clothing shoes clothing, shoes are real, new. Sorry, they're probably fake. So yeah, most things that look like brand new or tags on and whatnot, it's mostly going to be fake. There might be the off chance when there's something on its own, but if it's in bulk as well.
Well, we get that, and we get loads of people putting out like sweaty sweat tops, and they're all in bags, and they've all got like logos on. And then you look up at the person who's selling them, and you're like, I just look down at the stock and look at the person, look at the stock, and go,
just put it down.
That's not genuine.
Quality. Hustlers Imperium. I had some fake Yeezys. They were so flipping close, it was impossible to tell apart. Yeah, the fakes these days are great. They come out of the same factories most of the time. It's tough. It's tough. What's been your most surprising find that ever made you a lot of money?
Well, I think
that one of yours that you sold quite recently.
Yeah, there was a recent one. I had one a while back when I first. I suppose one of the best ones I had. I haven't actually sold yet, and it was. I decided to become a reseller, and I think it was in my first sort of like 2 or 3 weeks of reselling. I went into a charity shop, which I don't go to charity shops anymore, but I went into this charity shop and I got Terry Pratchett's first 5 books in hardback, all true first edition.
Oh,
true first edition, and they're worth thousands.
Are they the series of unfortunate events? Those ones.
It was a Discworld.
Yeah.
Like Color of Magic, Light Fantastic, and the first 5, whatever they are. So I mean, the first 2 are worth an absolute load. So there's that. I picked up a Pink Floyd 8-track cartridge. And it was quadraphonic, which it means it could come out of 8 speakers, and that sold for 270, and that was like next to nothing. And then the recent one was a CB radio, which I picked up for a tenner and sold for 350. And there were actually 2 of the CB radios there, and I left one behind because I thought, well, I've taken a chance on this, I won't get the other. And the guy who picked up the other one came and spoke to me at a boot fair like a few weeks after, and I hadn't listed mine at that point.
Yeah.
And he's going, oh yeah, did you pick up a CB? I picked up the other one and I sold it for 180. So he's telling me all this, and it's a weird mix of me thinking I should have picked up that other CB radio, but I'm glad for him that he sold it.
Yeah.
But I also know that I should get mine on. And it totally changed what I put it on at. And I did more research because I was thinking, yeah, maybe 150 quid I might put it on for. But when I researched it, I thought, I think the price was like 250, and I stuck it on for 350 because it was a rarity. Yeah. So, that was a good one. So,
yeah. I've not really got any surprising ones like that. There's always like the odd one. I remember I picked up a story of LucasArts hardback book for £1. And I think I got about 50, 60 quid at the time for that. But yeah, a lot of things what I pick up and usually kind of know it's worth it. Never really a surprising one. Like those Magic Johnson Lakers Converse, they sold for like 160. But I kind of knew when I seen them, yeah, they'll be the real deal. So never really anything too surprising to me. There's always something that'll pop in my head later, but yeah, not off the top of my head, I can't think of too much.
I got a sealed Ghost Castle because there's certain things that I know I've never picked up. So I've never seen like a flat Eric, and and when I was thinking I've never seen a Ghost Castle, and then I saw a guy was just selling one at a boot fair, and it was sealed, and it was £2. He didn't know what he had, and I was like, oh my god, unbelievable! So that was quite nice.
Yeah, it's like the way things happen sometimes when you just see you might see someone on YouTube pick something up, you go, oh, that's great. And then the next day you might see it and you think, bloody hell, what are the chances? I remember I was in a charity shop, quite a local one, and I was picking up a few toy cars, like collectible cars from like the magazines and stuff. And she said, oh, do you like games? Are you into your games or whatever? And she pulled out a sealed Doom collector's edition on PC. I think I got like 40 quid for it, but she said, oh, how much do you give it for me? I said, oh, I'll give you £1 or something. And she just, oh yeah, you can take that. It's just, that wasn't even on the shelf. It just came out in front of me.
A lot of it's luck, but I mean, I think what helps your luck is being in places a lot of the time. So
stay active.
you can't expect to go to maybe one boot fair every couple of weeks and everything come to you. You've got to. There's a lot of drawing blanks when you're looking around for stock, definitely, but you've just got to try it as much as possible. So
yeah, it's all persistence for sure. You know, if you don't go to the boot sales, you're never gonna get the goodies.
Yeah, sometimes you don't feel like I didn't feel like going this morning, but you know, never going to get anything
stuck with that attitude. Yeah, exactly. And you got there in the end. I didn't go back for the Jordan jersey. No, I didn't. It was on a charity shop hunting. I was at the checkout, you know, buying my stuff and whatnot, and there's a pile of clothes on the side, and I pulled out a Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan jersey out on the side, like a official licensed NBA one, and I was like, oh yeah, nice that. Just trying to like move it over to the sales bit, you know, and then the manager was like, oh, you can't sell that yet. We need to scan it through for gift aid or whatever, so it might be out in a few days. So I was like, oh well. It was about.
I've had that at charity shops where you see something and they go, no, we can't sell you that yet, and I'm like, what do you mean you can't sell it yet?
It's daft, isn't it?
How are you making money? I'm offering to give you some money for that, you know. But...
And that's the thing. I think if it was a smaller franchise, if it was like a little independent charity shop, they just sell it there and then, don't they? I think it was a Men Cap. I'm not sure if you've heard it before. Men Cap. I might be an old one. But yeah, they couldn't do it there and then. And even then, if it went back, sorry, voice break, it might have been 30-40 quid. You know, sometimes they think, right, we'll price that high. He's had interest, so they might know that what they've got anyway.
Do you do a lot of your sourcing at charity shops? I mean, because I've pretty much given up on them now. Well, definitely during boot season, I kind of drift back, you know, when boot fair season is gone. Yeah. But to me, it used to be a regular thing, and then it just. So, you know, 3 years ago, I could go to a load of charity shops and come back with 4 bags, and it started getting less and less, and you know, ended up going around about 10 charity shops and coming back with 2 things. So
I find I do quite a bit from charity shops. I've got probably about 5 or 6 local to me, like 2 minutes away, so it's like a town centre. So that's quite handy in doing that.
Yeah.
Even if I wanted to do a quick video, I could whack the GoPro on, go around those 6, and it's quite a chunky bit of time. I've got quite lucky recently in the last few, you know, couple of months. The boots, it's always raining up here, so we can never really rely on the boot sales as much. I know it sounds like an excuse.
Yeah. But I mean, I just wonder whether there is a sort of real difference in, you know, one's
a bit different. Maybe I think.
I mean, they've definitely changed. You know, because I've been in charity shops, God, for you know, since I was young, really, around here, and they have gone more kind of. A lot of them have gone more sort of boutique-y and a price. They all research the prices anyway. So, you know, my local British Heart Foundation, if you go in there and look at their big books, they've all got like a post-it note in the back cover quoting the Amazon price. And so, you know, you can't go in there and scan for FBA because you know, they've already done it.
And if you could go back in time 5 years and go in that same shop, you'd see the big difference, you know, because it has changed over the last few years. You get tags, I think in Bernardo's now, they've got eBay on the tags, and it's like advertising the Bernardo's eBay store, and you just think, wow.
I kind of do wonder whether it's just, you know, I try not to sort of go on about it too much because it could just be that I'm thinking, the grass is greener over the other, you know, on the other side. Because when I went up to Hitchin, last meetup that Nick did, I went up to Hitchin. I thought, we'll have a look around the charity shops because this is Nick Hill's, you know, patch. Let's see what his charity shops are like. And I went around all the charity shops on the main square, and they're all ridiculously priced as well. Because I was thinking I might get something, didn't get anything because they're all the same prices. But he's not that kind of far out of London. He's kind of like probably the same distance the other way.
Quite high prices still.
But I wouldn't mind going to sort of like Wales or somewhere, or just
great for the charity shops.
Well, I know so many clothes sellers. I follow a lot of the clothes sellers on Instagram. And so many of them are based, you know, around Wales or Bristol, you know, around that sort of area. And they going, oh yeah, we're at the Pound Rail today. I'm like, Pound Rail? You know, well, I've got bloody £10 rail, and that's about the cheapest it goes. But you know, it's nuts.
Yeah, I think North Wales. I've been North Wales a good few summers ago. Like we used to have a caravan down there. Yeah. And we'd do like the whole side. We'd do like Rhyl, Colwyn Bay, Llandudno. And you just do like the whole lot, and you would come back with a full boot full.
And if you know your brands, I mean, you get the good brands there as well. You know, it's
pricing is great down there. Well,
it's good.
there for you.
Get up there, over there.
But yeah, I'd love to explore some more places for charity shops and boot sales as well. It's something I plan to do in the future, for sure. Definitely like a charity shop crawl through the the coast of Wales or something. I think that'd be pretty.
Road trip.
Just like a road trip. Do some random. If you could do like 7 day of boot sales, like Monday, Tuesday, when like through the country, plan it. Look, if you had a nice week of weather, be cool.
Yeah, each region, like northeast, northwest, down the Midlands, and the southeast, southwest, and Wales and Scotland. That'd be nuts.
Yeah, you can like compare, where the best charity shops are, where the best boot sales are, where you're getting the most joy. Even though it's independent on each day, you don't know.
Well, it's fun listening to Z, because Z used to live like down in Croydon, so he used to do all the same boot fairs. And when he moved, he was like, "Oh, I'm not finding the stuff that I used to find down south." And I think he said it. I don't know if it was on your stream last week, but he has said it like, it's not that one's better than the other. And I was totally getting what he was saying. It's just different. It's totally different what it is, and it's different items for different areas of the country. And so, when he used to say, "Oh, I don't find the electronics or this, that, and the other," and I just felt like saying, "Yeah," but also all the charity shops are a total no-go. And I feel like I'm absolutely surrounded by resellers, like in sort of southeast London, because they're just everywhere. It's everyone trying to make a bit of money. So, but I'm probably like over exaggerating that as well, because that's probably similar in different places.
So. Yeah, you can definitely feel the presence of other resellers around. When you're in a boot sale, you can definitely feel it.
Kind of like,
it's like
a spidey sense. It's like,
it's like when there's a new row opening up, or there's a certain car that way. Do you go to that car? That guy looks like a reseller. You might have already scanned that one. I'll go to the next one. It's just it's quite bizarre, But I totally get what you mean. I think Zahir mentioned about you'd find Air Force quite a lot down south, and up here,
well, boots
and stuff. And up here, it's quite, we won't see that. If they are, they're quite high priced. It's weird. It'd be nice to get a comparison, and even like if you got the same charity shop, one central London, one central Manchester, like even central to Manchester, they're quite expensive as well. Like the Oxfam and stuff, really good stuff. They have a Forbidden Planet across the road, which is like a big graphic novel comic shop.
Yeah.
But you get like the leftovers in the Oxfam, and they're like priced pretty high up as well. You get like some really cool stuff in that.
Well, I know that there's a local charity shop to me that used to be really good. It's called Emmaus, and they used to have really good electronics there. Loads of really good stuff. And I knew he used to go on about it after he'd moved up to. Where is he? Northampton? Is he Northampton? I don't know where he is, but he always used to sort of like talk about this charity place. And I said to him, it's totally changed, because I used to go there as well, and it used to be a real honey hole, but it totally changed. And I was going there going, it's not the same, because places do change,
Yeah, the one near us, about a 20-minute drive away. It's kind of like a community centre as well. There's a little cafe in there. There's a lot of furniture downstairs, and then upstairs there's a load of media. It's not really a honey hole as such, but it's good to pop in and have a look sometimes. But yeah, in Fleetwood, Blackpool ways, it's not too bad.
I tend to just go charity shops if I'm dropping off my post. I'll just do my local ones, but I haven't even done that lately since lockdown, because they've hardly been open, and it's such a faff, sort of like having to gel your hands and look. In and out. I went in there just after they opened, thinking, there's going to be loads of stuff in here. It's going to be like all the stuff that's amassed over the last few months. And it was like practically nothing. I was like, well, where is it all? But there you go.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of an anticlimax going in that first one. All I picked up was Little Britain's, because it was a bit of a buzz at the time. I've got the Cookie and Hayden's in. Hello, you okay? See, Joe's in here as well. You okay, Joe?
Oh, Thomas Thornton is asking me where the Emmaus is. It's on the Stafford Road, if you're local to me, if you know where that is. So, yeah, it used to be a stables. It's up a little alley, but there's loads of Emmaus shops, so it could be anyone.
I would never know to pronounce it like that. I used to always say Emmaus.
Well, I'm not. I might be right.
Yours sounded much more.
Emmaus, so it could be anything.
Yeah, yours sounded a lot better. We've got 85 people in. Do you want to hit that like button? If you could do it, helps us out massively. Check out Peter if you haven't already. I don't know how long you want to go on for. We've done an hour now, Peter. I don't know.
It's totally up to you, mate.
Yeah,
it's a bit hot.
10 minutes or so, and then we'll wrap it up.
Do another 10 minutes.
So any questions for Peter or myself, pop it in the chat. Hopefully get all them answered, and then we'll head up in about 10.
But it's just like almost too hot to do anything at the moment.
Yeah, it's really, even with these 20 listings a day, I've been like sweating taking the photo, because I do the 20 photos and then I retreat in the house.
Yeah.
Do the listings. Yeah. TK Maxx on the first day after lockdown was a honey hole. Yeah, lots of stuff in TK Maxx. I just never had the patience for it all.
I used to do a bit of TK Maxx, but I used to pick up stuff like earphones and do stuff for Amazon, and and toys as well. It used to be really good for toys for FBA. But I know a lot of people. Do you do clothes at TK Maxx and then try and eBay?
Yeah, a few bits. Yeah, I think in TK Maxx there's a lot of Ralph Lauren. There's a lot of like gold label stuff. They call it gold label. You can get like D squared jeans and like little off stuff like that.
But has it got to be at that like reduced?
Yeah, sometimes it's just quite low anyway. You probably double your money. You might get a pair of jeans for 30. You could get 60, or it just depends really. I've not done it in a long time, so I need to get in there, to be honest. But yeah, mainly I did pick up some like good jigsaws and puzzles post lockdown as well. So TK Maxx is good. It's just the patience. The one in Manchester is absolutely huge. It'll take you like 3 hours to sift through it all. It is huge.
Yeah.
What's your hunting ground in Manchester, John? In terms of boot sales, it's normally Bowley boot sale. It's not been on this year though, which is a shame. It's not until next year. So I've been going to East Lancs, which has done quite well there. Not found anything like too amazing. There's nothing like jumping out. Good sellers, but no like £300 sale from there. And then I wanted to try the Oldham Rugby Club. That's just reopened again, but I think Oldham's are going into another lockdown by the sounds of it. I think it's the worst in the country now, Oldham, so might stay away from that one for a little bit. And then in terms of charity shops, Middleton's where I am from, so Middleton, Haywood, Bury. And then I try and get around where I can do, time permitting, Ashton. I'm not sure where you was in Manchester, Chris, so I'm not too sure, but yeah, there's places to look. Facebook and Gumtree I've not looked on for about a month, to be honest. I got a lot of stuff during lockdown from Facebook. Did you do much Facebook, Peter, during lockdown, or did you just
I hardly did any at all before lockdown, and then I thought, well, it's got to be something I've got to get into. So I picked up a few bits, but it's kind of dropped off again now, but because I'm doing so many boot fairs. But it's definitely good. I kind of have got the knack a bit, because I used to just sit there and waste a lot of time just maybe 40 minutes looking for something, and really I think you've got to hit it in like 10-minute hits, but maybe 3 or 4 times a day, because you can go down rabbit holes and not find anything. I was just looking at what Joe's put in. He said he's done 60 listings today and he's doing 60 on Monday, and that's why he's so good and doing so well on eBay. Because he's just
too hard, Joe. You work too hard.
Well, he's getting the reward though. So it just goes to show.
Good work rate. Try Burnage. Yeah, I've always been meaning to try Burnage, to be honest. I will definitely. Oldham Rugby Club's quite naff. I've never really had much joy there. I've only been a couple of times over the last few years. Just wanted to give it a pop, because I know there's a ton of resellers at East Lancs. There's a ton of resellers at Leeds, Bradford. So it's one of those, might be a bit quieter. There's half, maybe quarter as many cars, but maybe just jump in there first. You might get quality over quantity there.
Harry was asking, are there any items that you're looking for in particular for the coming months, like Xmas jigsaws? Now, I mean, I will tend to just get anything that I know will make money. And there might be certain things which you kind of like, if it's Christmas related, but I won't sort of ever leave something if I don't
get money for it. You're going to pick it up for sure. But you've always got eyes for a certain thing. Like I've got eyes for the games, toys, figures, clothes, and then you've got your electronics in mind and stuff. But yeah, anything like Xmas jigsaws for sure. I've got one in the shed actually, a WH Smith one. Anything Christmas related, you'll kind of start picking it up here and there. If it's quality, don't just pick up any old Christmas bauble. But yeah, permitting wise, it's definitely bits you can pick up. Damien's already sold a Christmas themed jigsaw today, so
it just goes to show anything can sell at any time.
It'll be here before we know it. Mid-August already.
And Neil was asking if I'm going to do a fixing video. I did a fixing video. This was a live video of one of those Billy the Bass singing fish.
Yeah.
And God knows why I decided to do it live, because I should have just filmed it, and if it had gone wrong, it never would have seen the light of day. I actually did it live, and I had Z and
He was taking the Mickey man
Shelster
everyone.
Rooney and all the usual lot, taking the mick, and everyone was saying that he's gonna fix it and then break it and then fix it and then break it again. But it did end up being fixed. But as for another one, the next thing I'm fixing, I've got a couple of PS3s which I've got to recap, and there's no way I am doing that live because I've never done it before, and I'd probably end up, dripping solder all over my fingers and screaming. So.
I'm the same with those VHS players. I'm going to get them done. Hopefully, do a video. But if I did them live, it'd just be a horror show.
Yeah, no way.
You should do the 2 Chelfords. Is that for me, Chris? I'm not too sure. Chelford. Is that Manchester ways? It probably is. I just don't. It's quite a big place. I just don't know the half of it. Pat
Mook says, any more info on Q4 that I hear about? So I don't quite know what that means, but perhaps he's just sort of like not too sure what Q4 is. So that's basically the time between, I think it's October and December, and it's the time that most people will get the majority of their sales because of Christmas falls in that period.
Yeah.
So
I've mentioned this before, but I was watching Bargain Hunters Thrift. I don't know if anyone's seen him in the chat. American guy who's on Storage Wars. He's got a huge thrift shop in America. He sells toys on eBay and stuff as well. But he's heard from contacts that there's not nearly as much stuff being imported in terms of toys and stuff for Christmas time. Yeah. So come Christmas time, there'll still be a lot. There'll still be a lot on the shelves, but not nearly as much as there's normally been.
That'd be interesting.
China has not been importing as much. And then Tony just says, why do not import from China? Look for replenishable items. I am definitely going to look into that in the future on AliExpress and stuff. I want to find a couple of quality products, but it's going to be tough as well. It's quite expensive in the first place. But
yeah, I don't think it's something I'd ever do, really. I mean, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. I might be more interested in getting wholesale stuff in the UK.
Yeah.
But I just really like the profit margin of what I do on eBay. So, I know that for my turnover, a good percentage of it is profit because I know of what I'm paying for it. And I've tried things like FBA and retail arbitrage, and it doesn't appeal where I'm just flipping something for maybe a 40% or less ROI. I prefer.
And it works for you. The business works for you.
I just enjoy it.
With every sale as well, you'll be excited for the sale. You've got a connection to every sale. When
exactly.
You've got replenishables, like you say, I know replenishables are a great business plan, but you don't get that little thrill of for the 100th time. Probably not the best way.
I can totally see the benefits of if you suddenly got like 1,000 of a number of items and you stuck them all on, you could just leave them and they're just ticking away. So
side of things.
I can see that.
Pop them in a Jiffy bag. Yeah. That's the dream.
That's the dream. Yeah.
It's back open at Oldham just for how long, like you say. Yeah, that's what I mean. I just wanted to maybe give it one little go before maybe it closes again. It'd be good to give it a go. Thanks very much, Joe. He says, gotta go, good stream, hit that thumbs up. Where is my spanner? I will give you a spanner, actually. I can't do it through StreamYard though, can I? So
no, you got to be on YouTube to do it.
I'll do it through my phone in a second, Joe, but I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate that. Yeah, big thumbs up from Joe. Let's see where we're up to before we shoot off. Bursco, I think it's Bursco, isn't it? Car-boot. I've heard good things. I will try it. Chelford car boot, 2 opposite each other in Cheshire. Family argument, split a boot sale into 2. Always did very well there. That's quite cool. I'll definitely give that a go. Sounds like a bit of an Aldi and Lidl type affair. Let's see. Bit hot for wrapping parcels. Yeah, I wouldn't be wrapping parcels now. Never. So before we go, Peter, I want to ask you. I'm going to start asking this every guest.
Oh God!
There's nothing too daunting. It's not like it's just. It's a.
If you had, is this something like if you had to kill another reseller, who would it
be? It's a nice, light-hearted question.
Oh no, I had an answer for that.
Anyone in the chat ever meets you, tea and coffee. How many sugars? How do you go with your tea and coffee?
No sugars.
No sugars in either. Milk?
No, none in either. I used to have 3 when I was, in my teens probably, and then I sort of coming off cigarettes, slowly weaned myself off. So yeah, none now.
Oh, that's fair play. So if anyone ever meets Peter, no sugars.
No sugars. White, quite strong, but not too strong. So yeah.
That's awesome. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, Peter. It's been a pleasure in the chat as well. Next week is depending on if City get through in the Champions League this Saturday. If not, it will be the week after when we return. We're gonna have Ricky.
It'll be next week then.
Hopefully, we'll miss a week because it means good news for City. We've just seen Ian pop in. Hello, Ian. But yeah, we're gonna love you and leave you there. I'll see you very soon, guys. Before you leave, hit that like button. It helps us all out. Check Peter's channel out on that side. Give him a sub, and yeah, I'll see you very soon, guys. Take care and have a great night.